Well, as I said in a previous blog, and this probably has been done fairly quickly, fairly simply, and so on, but basically it was on about football. And anybody who likes football, yeah, you're going to be in element here, because we basically, well, I basically have more football blogs than I've ever done. I haven't done many football blogs, but this has been 2 in a row. My God, that must be serious, and yeah, football is my favourite, well, it's, along with darts, my 2 favourite sports, and that, and there was a question that's been bugging me over the time, is about being a true football fan, and that is, do you feel that to be a proper football fan you have to go and watch the football games? Because my cousin said about basically not being a proper fan, because I don't go to any football games. I don't actually, well, I don't. It's not that I don't want to go to any football games, but I guess in my view, my money's spent elsewhere. But that's what basically was asked. It was basically, I don't go to any football games, I'm not a proper fan, and therefore I wondered if you feel that. If you feel that just because people don't go to a football game, they're not a proper fan. I mean, it's quite tough really, because, you know, I am a supporter of Nottingham Forest. I do support local team Peterborough, but within reason I have bought off the internet Forest shirts. I've practically bought, you know, and I don't have the latest Forest shirt. I don't admit I buy every latest football kit that comes out, because I don't have that facility. The likelihood is I've done that with England shirts more. I have a good number of 4 or 5 English shirts that I've had down the years, over the last few years, you know. So I generally do have, you know, and I have had other t-shirts, the football ones, Forest and Posh, and things like Rangers. But I generally don't necessarily go out and buy every single home and away kit that comes out, because I don't have that money, or do not wish to invest in that. But I do invest when I want a football shirt, and I have bought, it must have been last season's, or I think it was a season before. It is not too old, the Nottingham Forest shirt. I got it online, so that will basically be my foray into, you know. So at least I can admit that if I did go to a football match, whether it was Nottingham Forest, I could admit that I've got a shirt on that isn't too old, because for some of my ones, like the Posh ones and my Forest ones I used to have, which was a black one with Pinnacle on it, and obviously like the Posh ones that do actually say it's got I think it's got a hot point. I don't know what's got on it, but it's basically it's an orange one, and there's a blue one with a long sleeve, and another one I can't remember what it says on it now. It's basically 3 of my main Posh ones are they are over 5 up to 5 years old. So generally I would be going to a football match and wearing something that people say, you know, you're wearing an old shirt, because most football fans, I'm quite sure, would spend and have something. I'm not saying you have to have the latest kit. I mean, I'm sure if they buy the latest kit, yeah, then yes, but there will be people out there who don't have to have the latest kit, but have something as modern. So it's not nothing, you know, too late than 2 years old. And you see football fans wearing them, you know, you go to a football match and they wear the latest or something that is close to being the latest kit of that football team. It's never a case of seeing too many people in that crowd who have a shirt that's something like 5 years old. And that's what spurred me on to understand that I don't think that you're less of a football fan if you don't go to any of the games. It's a personal choice. I mean, I as I said, I would buy some of the football tops if I felt the need, want. I would practically buy other bits and pieces. I do follow the football results every week, you know, and watch the games on TV when they actually are shown. It's just that I don't spend my money to go out to the football match. I don't go to Nottingham to watch them play. I do not go to a Peterborough United local football match, because my interest is basically to use money elsewhere and not necessarily on that. So I don't class myself less of a football fan. I mean, it's no different to having people who live so far away to not even get to the games. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that people say, but why would you be like? I'm quite sure people say that there are people who probably live in London, support Manchester United, and probably go to a lot of Manchester United games, and we can make excuses about it being a distance. I'm not making excuses about being distant. Well, I could do, because I do live an hour away from Nottingham, and I suppose in my way, because I don't want to, I need the money, you know, because it's not just the fact that I'm buying a ticket to get into the match. I've got to buy a ticket to get to Nottingham, and so on. And as I said before, I want to spend my money on something else rather than go to a football match. But I will go to a football match if and when I want to go to one. That is the case of what I do believe. I don't actually admit that I would never go to one, because in the future I possibly may well go to one again, and it will be my choice. So it's just a little bit of a questionable thing that I wanted to ask. But anyway, we're going to leave it there for now. So I shall say goodbye. I won't have much football blog for a while yet, because I've got other things to talk about and so on. So I think I'll be, you know. So anyway, bye for now.